This is a quick overview of the HEDC or Higher Education Digital Capability Framework for anyone who's new to the framework or who would like a bit of a refresher on the key elements of the framework. The framework was created to move on from what has traditionally been a technology-led approach to higher education and digital transformation to move towards a more learner-led approach. So rather than looking to back solve the various technologies available to fit higher education contexts, the framework looks at focusing on the learner life cycle and the organizational capabilities that a university might need to excel in any of the different areas of the student life cycle digitally. The framework has different levels and focuses on 4 different areas of the organizational and learner life cycle. From top to bottom, at the very top, you have 4 dimensions. These are demand and discovery, learning design, learner experience, and work and lifelong learning. And you can see already how they work through the various departments of a university or stages that a student might go through in their journey through a university. So that's from planning product strategy at the next level down at these domain levels, that's 16 of these, product strategy, marketing processes, student recruitment and enrollment management, and then crossing over into the areas of learning design that may look at digital capabilities in curriculum design, digital content and courseware, subject matter expertise and teaching strategies, and then across into the campus, physical or virtual, looking at the capabilities around academic administration, learning and academic experience, student life, and assessment and verification, and then moving through into a focus on work and lifelong learning. So looking at work integrated learning, career planning and placement, industry and business engagement, and alumni and continuing education. And you can see each of those opens out into a number of digital capability blocks that not every institution will be addressing or need to address, but that some institutions may, at various points in their development and in their digital transformation, need to dive into. Just looking at each of those verticals in a little bit more detail, demand and discovery is an area that puts institutional strategy and insights, a real customer or a student focus in place at the start of the journey. And data is already very important at this stage in terms of connecting and personalizing the student experience. So questions that a university might ask itself in this part of the life cycle might be, how can we explore the possibilities of micro-credentials to expand into new markets, for example? Or how can we optimize our enrollment processes to make the student experience as smooth and as easy as possible? Moving into learning design here, we pick up the learner focus and start to outline capabilities and actually emerging skill sets amongst employed staff at the university in designing for diverse needs, different environments, and indeed different modalities. So typical questions here might range from how can we ensure we have the most up-to-date and work-relevant content in our courses? How can we cater to very large class sizes with personal and adaptive learning options? Or how can we provide authentic learning experiences? And there are so many questions that universities are already asking themselves in terms of digital capabilities and learning design. From here, we move through to learner experience, and we're right at the heart of the student life cycle now, looking at the kind of capabilities that support student experience from student life and community and well-being, as well as their learning experiences and their academic progress through to different forms of assessment. Typically, universities might be asking themselves, how can we ensure our students are supported in their well-being and mental health, no matter where and how they study? Or in the assessment vertical, how can we offer our students learning portfolios that they can create over the course of their studies and take with them into the workplace? And finally, in the work and lifelong learning, we look at how it completes the life cycle, but it also loops back around to the beginning of the life cycle. So there's a lot of feeding forward here of insights from student experience into planning future innovations, but also considering how learners can be supported as they choose careers, as they change careers throughout their lives. So what are the continuing education needs that they'll have as well as the work integrated learning and career planning during their university days. So typical questions here might be, how can we offer global internship opportunities to our students? How can we ensure our students have equitable access to work and career opportunities? And these are just some of the questions that institutions are solving using some digital solutions. So what can you do with this framework? Well, you can use it in any way you like, really. It's identifying those key digital capabilities, but it's for you and your teams to look at what this helps you do in terms of identifying gaps and opportunities internally as you take the whole of the organization into account, how you could use it to guide strategic buy, build, or partner decisions. You can use it in meetings and workshops to create shared language and understanding. And there are many case studies and applications and examples of this that you can work through and dig into in more detail. You can take your teams through a self-assessment and look at how you feel your strengths and weaknesses are across the 16 core domains, and look at where the priorities might be for you as an institution. And you can also benchmark yourselves against other institutions and just use it to facilitate discussions that don't sit in one particular place in your institution. So next steps, if this has been of interest to you, you can join the Global Higher Education Network, where you'll get regular analysis and updates in your email, invitations to HolonIQ global summits and events, and of course webinar sessions, which we run every year with experts and case studies. You can participate in global research to share and understand the experiences and insights and opinions of education leaders, and connect with a wonderfully growing global higher education innovation community. So we look forward to seeing you there.